All the drivers of public transport went on strike, and life in the city stopped. In one of the schools, the children found their teacher, Mrs. Adams, dead. Mrs. Adams' son went to the same school. All children were jealous of him because his mother always gives him excellent grades. The detective arrived at the crime scene to interrogate all Mrs. Adams' students. Mike said, I was in the cafeteria. Robert said, I was saying goodbye to my parents in the schoolyard. Mary said, I went to the bathroom. Alex said, I was on my way to school on the bus. Anna said, I was in the schoolyard playing with my bear. Who killed Mrs. Adams? All the drivers were on strike, so there were not any bus. Hannah was found dead in her house. The police checked the crime scene and questioned all her neighbors. Police asked the first neighbor, what were you doing in the morning? She replied, I was cleaning the windows. Did you notice anything strange? The police asked. She replied, a woman in a big hat entered Hannah's house and went out in a few minutes. I did not see her face. Second neighbor Iris said, I just back from vacation. Please come in. Police asked, did you live alone? She said, yes. Laura said, I was watching a TV show. Police asked, was anybody else in the house? She said, no, I was alone. The policeman arrested one of the women, Lucy Iris Laura. Who can be the killer? Iris is the killer. She said that she had just come from her vacation. Who lit the fireplace then? Observe carefully. Can you guess if it is a murder or suicide? The door is locked from inside, meaning no one could enter the room. The girl killed herself. Who killed the teacher? Option A. His pencil box is open and he killed the teacher with his pencil. Mary was a cleaning lady at Mr. Butler's house. One day, her boss found her dead. Detective Henderson came and interrogated everyone. He asked who was home at the time of the murder. Mr. Butler said, I was in my office all day long. Then I went downstairs for a cup of coffee and saw Mary. Sam, Mr. Butler, gardener, he said, I was mowing the grasses all day long. I saw Mary talking to Dan, by the way. Then Mr. Butler's son said I was playing basketball in the yard. We have a big match tomorrow. Henderson immediately realized that one of the suspects lied. Who killed Mary? Sam. Eric was a policeman. That day he was patrolling the streets. When he was passing by his friend's house, he noticed that his front door was opened and a hand stuck out of. He came up to check what happened and saw his friend Joe lying in the hall. Eric figured out that Joe died right before his arrival. The policeman interviewed all the neighbors. Jack said I was planting new trees in the garden all day long. Tom said I was watching my favorite TV show. Rod said I spent all day in the garage trying to fix my car. Who killed Joe? Rod. His hands and gloves are clean. He is lying. Power was out all over the town. Jim was in the hospital that day. He had to be out soon. When the power was back on, the nurse entered the room and found Jim stabbed to death. The police questioned the suspects. Lars said I was in the doctor's lounge until the power was on. Cleaning lady said I was having tea in the staff room. Doctor said I was speaking to a patient. Jim's wife said I was buying food at the vending machine. So who killed Jim? Jim's wife killed Jim. The machine is powered by electricity, so she could not have been buying food. There was an earthquake in Greenview. After that, the police received a call. Someone said my husband is dead. He got crushed by a wardrobe during an earthquake. The wife said when the earthquake hit, I was in the kitchen and he was sleeping here. We have stayed at home because there was an earthquake warning yesterday. The wardrobe fell on him. He didn't even get a chance to scream. I immediately called you. The police said I think it is not an accident. Why did he decide that? She knew about the earthquake and cut the Almira leg. Mr. Elliot was very rich. He lived in a luxurious house with his young wife and servants. In late autumn, the police received a call from his maid. She found him stabbed in the bedroom. The detective arrived at the crime scene. He determined that there were three people in the house at the time of the murder. Cook said I was preparing dinner. Maid said I was cleaning the dining room after lunch that Mr. Elliot and his wife had. Wife said I was swimming in the pool after lunch. The detective realized who stabbed Mr. Elliot. Who is the killer? The killer is his wife. She could not swim in the pool in late autumn, as it was already drained. All the Johnsons were scientists except for Matilda. She was the youngest and didn't like science. Matilda wanted to become a designer, but her family was very angry about that and insisted on keeping the family tradition. Matilda got accepted into a design school and made an announcement. The next day, she was murdered. The police questioned all the suspects. Mother said, I found her early in the morning, and I am still shocked. Father said, I had an important meeting early in the morning. My wife has just told me. Aunt said, I have just bought a new telescope and was looking at stars all day long. I have no idea about who killed my niece. Who is the killer? The aunt is the killer. He could not be looking at stars at daytime. Who looks suspicious? Flying to Alexa without any luggage or warm clothes. There is no reason to wear warm jacket. Thanks for watching. Subscribe our channel for more videos.